Netflix is terrible at marketing their original films, so let's talk about K-Pop Demon Hunters. Honestly, if it wasn't for TikTok and like the online film community, I wouldn't even know what this movie was. And if you were to tell me K-Pop Demon Hunters is one of the best animated films of the year, if not one of the better films of the year, I would look at you in complete disbelief and say you're insane. Honestly, it is one of the better movies of the year. This movie is fantastic, and I highly recommend that you guys go check it out. It dropped on Netflix last week, and this movie has gotten like no real like traction or advertising from Netflix, at least not that I was aware of. It's a movie from Sony Pictures Animation, and they've been on somewhat of a streak. After the Emoji Movie, they made some like really good movies, like the Spider-Verse movies, the Machines vs. Mitchells vs. the Machines, and a few other ones that went under the radar as well. But here is something truly special. It's a movie that is inspired by the animation styles of what Spider-Verse kind of created for modern animation. It's inspired by music videos. It's also inspired by anime and Korean stuff. First thing first, this movie is hilarious. There's a lot of really great comedic moments in this film, and a lot of it comes just from the sheer animation, and it balances so well with the animation and storytelling and the more emotional and heartfelt moments. It's a movie about that deals with self-doubt and the voices that we hear, and that we shouldn't let these voices shut us down completely and stop us from achieving our full potential. Even if we've messed up, we should own it and move on and learn from it. My one little gripe with the film, it can be a little predictable in terms of its storytelling, and there is a liar reveals moment in the film. But again, the style and the animation, the humor and the charm and everything else in between is just so darn good that you will forgive. It has some of the best music of any movie I've seen this year. It has an excellent soundtrack that I've been listening to after watching the movie, and you can bump it in your car and you'll enjoy it. It does aid in the storytelling, especially with the visuals that you see on screen. With the action choreography, it does do justice. If you're going to be using pop music for animation, this is the way you should be using it. Disney needs to learn something from this. It's crazy to me that studios like Disney and Pixar are kind of sticking to the status quo and kind of creating things that are really familiar and not really experimenting. And then you get something like this where it's truly experimenting with the art style, the medium, it's playing with the character designs, and it's being inclusive without being showboaty or in your face. It's just a natural inclusion of the film. World building is really great. The cinematics are really great in this film. There is a lot I enjoyed about it, and I am eager to watch it again. And if you haven't seen it, like I said, please go watch it and support this types of films. It definitely deserves your attention, especially if you're a fan of animation, if you're a fan of K-pop. Like, this is really good stuff, and it's really entertaining. It has some really good, entertaining, charming characters. I will say the plot is a little predictable, but everything else is just so exceptionally great that you will forgive it.